Lead in the Women's Cup of Nations final. Some strike there, Amanda.
It had to be her, it had to be Shabak. You look at the mobility in and around that build-up. The likes of Zraidi getting involved. But we spoke about the importance of retrieving that second ball, which Nigeria didn't really take good care of it. And if it is that you leave Shabak unmarked in the edge of that 18-yard box, this time around she doesn't go for power.
Nations title.
Worked for Nigeria. Okoronkwo very instrumental in driving forward Nigeria into a second goal as an equalizer.
With a superb touch. It was her strength, though, powering her way through the defence here. Left-footed cross, little stretch, and that's a superb team goal.
There's the WAFCON title, guys. What a game of football. What did we just watch? That was a miracle. No, if you're a Christian, if you have any sort of faith, if you believe in miracles, that's what we saw. Morocco 2, Nigeria 3. Who would have thought? Football is crazy, you know. But I like it. I like it so much. This is the sort of final that can announce football, women's football in Africa, that will let people understand that it's time for us to start giving it. I was looking at a comment. What's his name again? I got a message from Mr. Kimbode, I think Omoboye, yeah. And the guy was telling me that, by the way, thanks so much, Mr. Kimbode. You said you like my TV presentation and all of that. But he said sometimes as an analyst, I should be able to call some certain, results or come out to say the team that I'm supporting. But unfortunately, I'm not trained that way. And with football, you never say never. Mr. Akimbode says sometimes I'm aloof or skeptical about the Super Falcons. Yes, I'm Nigeria. Look, come on, I'm wearing the NFF outfit. Proudly Nigeria. But there's a place for balance as a broadcast journalist. And that's my training. So I won't just come out and Nigeria wants to play Zambia. I say Nigeria will beat Zambia. Nigeria will beat Zambia. So, Mr. Kimbode, imagine if I had said with confidence Nigeria will beat Morocco 3-0. How is that going to happen? You don't do that. Football over and over and over again has shown us that it is a sport where anything can happen. Look at the FIFA Club World Cup final. Who would have thought that Chelsea will humble PSG the way they did? Who? PSG are beating almost all the English teams over and over again. Liverpool, Man City, Aston Villa, Arsenal, teams that are better than Chelsea. So let's stay with the Super Falcons. Guys, what did we just watch? That's football for you. Nigeria had their own fair share of their defensive blunders in first half. Morocco had their own that led to the second goal. And let me go and do the content and put it on my social media platforms, because what I had on my YouTube shorts was the halftime update. So I needed to go say it's now 2-2. I finished recording. Let me upload it. They said penalty to Morocco. That penalty was awarded, I think, in the 78th minute. The referee called for it, and it went through VAR check till the 81st or 82nd minute. And you need to see my heart there was beating. What's going to happen? What would the VAR say? VAR said no, it was ball to hand, that the man did not touch it intentionally. Nobody should ask me what is the rule, what is the law, what is the this. VAR said no penalty. Referee checked, said no penalty. Please, for the love of the game, let's leave it like that. Drama. In the 88th minute, Nigeria got that free kick. And Esther Okoronkwo, you can trust her delivery. She's such a gifted player. She's so talented. Remember, she was the one that gave the delivery to their blessing domain in the 5-0 win against Zambia. She knows, pinpoint accuracy. She's just so good with it. And when she stepped on that ball, I was like, what's she going to do with this? They didn't see super sub Jennifer Echegini comeback victory, record-breaking 10th WAFCON title, Mission X accomplished. What a story. I've been trying to say I can write this and it's not coming. So I said, Austin, just go and talk about it. I was trying to get the right adjectives to describe what just happened today. It's so good for women's football in Africa. I loved it so much. This sort of game is built for commercial purposes, for followership, for more supporters, to improve the followership base of women's football in Africa. I love everything I've seen at this WAFCON. Ghana Black Queens stunned South Africa. It's good. Ask me why. Two major reasons. It will continue the smart work that they've started in Ghana for the development of women's football. Two, ultimately, it will strengthen the competition in Africa women's football. Lovely. So now Ghana can flex muscles. Senegal can flex muscles. You know, Ghana, if not for the penalty miss, and penalties, the lottery can go anywhere. For instance, South Africa, they were lucky with the penalties in the quarterfinals, but in the third place match, they weren't against Ghana. That's penalties for you. And that's why when this game was 2-2, I kept saying they need to push, because the crowd at that Olympic Stadium in Rabat, the noise they will make during penalty, and they had their lasers out. You saw them with their lasers. These North Africans, they won't listen. But then again, all of the antics came to nothing. Nigeria Super Falcons are champions of Africa for a record 10th time. Undisputed. The 10 times that the Super Falcons have played in the final, they have won. Historic. Remarkable. It's a beautiful story. It's one that we will talk about, you know, when we want to talk about the development of women's football in Nigeria and the journey and how far they've come, you know. I got a message, persons weren't doing it. Everybody wants to talk about the Super Eagles and all of that. I said, no, let's put women's football out there. And I'm glad I gave it some attention. I love this feeling. This is a beautiful moment for not just Nigerians, but for everyone who believes that impossible is nothing, that when you are down, you can get back up. Believe in yourself. That's the motivational, inspirational story behind this Super Falcons win. I'll see you around again. That's it.
To hand it over to the Nigerian captain. There she is. Rasheedat Ajibade. Nigeria celebrating as African champions here.
Well, to see that translating into this generation of the now, they should be proud of themselves.